Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha if you're new here. I'm a photographer out here on 38 in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, and I'm also a content creator, and I'm pregnant with my first baby. It's a little boy, and I have been waiting to do this video. I kind of kept putting it off, but I was like, okay, I need to get it done. This is my first and second trimester recap, kind of just talking about my experience and products that helped me along the way and stuff that I've been doing. So I'm gonna kind of talk pretty fast through it because there's a lot of stuff that I want to cover. But yeah, I'm so excited. Currently, I'm 29.5 weeks pregnant, so I'm doing this in my third trimester. I was gonna do it in my first trimester, and then I was gonna do it like halfway through my second, and I was like, let me just wait until I'm fully out of both and I can really say like what like my experience really was. So I have a lot of products on the side of me that I'm just gonna kind of go through, and these are just things that I feel like are worth mentioning. I feel like my tripod is not okay. That's much better. But currently I'm feeling pretty good. The nausea is gone, thank goodness, but my tiredness is definitely coming back. I'm definitely around, it's 1:45 right now, and I'm definitely like going downhill. I get really tired in the afternoons, but that's okay because we're almost there. It's almost May. I'm due May 12th, so I just can't wait until that time comes. So yeah, this is the recap of my first and second trimester, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I did write down just like little notes because there's a lot I kind of want to talk about. I feel like I'm gonna pull you out a little closer because I feel like you're kind of far away. Okay, that's much better. So I found out I was pregnant on September 1st, and I was about 4 weeks. I do have a previous video of just like us finding out and stuff. If you're interested, you can go ahead and go watch that. But from the 4 weeks until I would say around 6 weeks, I was perfectly fine. I mean, that is still super early on. So I was just like, I wasn't showing any symptoms other than just like, I was a little tired, but nothing out of the ordinary. But once the 6 weeks mark hit, once I hit around 6 weeks, that is when like a lot of stuff started happening. So the first thing that I guess like my first symptom that happened was I could not drink coffee anymore. And if you know me, I'm a huge coffee drinker, and the smell of it, the taste of it, disgusting. Couldn't drink coffee until I think I was about, I have it written down, until I was 16 weeks. I tried a few times and I would either throw up or just, it was disgusting. And then the other symptom that happened was everything smelled horrible. Like my apartment smelled so gross. The fridge smelled gross. The dishwasher smelled gross. Like everything just stunk. It was the weirdest thing. And I couldn't figure out what was going on, but that lasted a few weeks too. And that honestly was horrible. My only true craving until like still today has been apples. Like a big Honeycrisp apple or applesauce, apple juice, apple pie, anything with an apple in it. Like it is so good, which is weird because I was an orange juice girl before. But other than that, I've had cravings like here and there, but apples are the only one that have truly stuck with me. In my whole first trimester, honestly, all of this happened until I was about 16 weeks. When I hit 16 weeks, it was like I was born again. Like I could smell, I had energy, I wanted to eat. So until 16 weeks, it was really rough. But I couldn't eat really any meat. Honestly, cooking in general turned me off. Like the smell of it, the act of it. I ate a lot of, I would go to Publix and get like their sandwiches, or Samuel, he's an angel. My husband, his name is Samuel. He cooked a lot because I just couldn't even do it. And toast and cereal were like my best friends. And then also before I was pregnant, I really couldn't eat eggs that much, and then something happened and pregnancy made me want to have eggs. So I ate a lot of eggs, which is a good thing because it's protein. And I also had a lot of like protein shakes. they helped me a lot. The only two things I could really stomach was water and ginger ale. Some people were telling me like, try chocolate milk, try Sprite, and honestly, I drank a lot of water. Ginger ale helped me, and apple juice was like another thing that I liked. But I would try to have like a Coke or a coffee or a Powerade, a Gatorade. I would try to have different things, and nothing. My stomach didn't want any of it. I was very, very sensitive to food and smells. And I had really bad nausea throughout until about 16 weeks. And like the nausea, I think, had a lot to do with like the eating and the smells. But it was to the point where I truly couldn't like function throughout the day. I would just lay on the couch and just cry and be like, how does anyone do this? Because the nausea was just, it was horrible. I mean, I got through it, and I had something that my doctor gave me, I'm gonna talk about in a minute, that definitely helped me, but it was pretty rough. I did eat saltine crackers. That's something that everyone told me, like, eat saltine crackers, that'll help. I think I ate too many of them too fast, because very quickly I couldn't eat them anymore. And then the only other thing, well, one thing that really did help me with the nausea was like peppermints. I would suck on peppermints all day long. And then somewhere around like, I don't even know when, but I'm assuming it was around like 14, 15 weeks, because I remember it was around the time I started feeling better. I actually had a peppermint and I threw up that peppermint, and I can't even look at one anymore. Like, I think I ate too many of those as well. I'm just gonna kind of go through like a few products real quick, and then I'll keep talking about my experience so far. These are the two prenatal, just a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, this is just what worked for me, and I'm just kind of sharing what I've been taking. But these are the two that I've taken so far through this pregnancy. One is a prenatal, and one is something for like brain support. It came in a pack of 2, and I take them every single day. And then also I got Zofran at, I think I was 11 weeks when my doctor gave me Zofran, and it was life-changing. Like, when I first took it, the nausea just like went away. It would only go away for about six-ish hours, but that was fine. That's just, I could function for about 6 hours, and then it came back. But by that time, I was time to go to bed. The only time that I really felt fine was when I was sleeping. So I took a lot of naps. But remember, you're growing a human. I had to keep reminding myself that, because I hate taking naps. It just felt so unproductive, but I just had to keep reminding myself that I am creating a human. Like, my body is working overtime 24/7 for 40 weeks. And so I had to give myself a lot of grace in the first trimester, because I did need to sleep a lot. And thankfully I could, but that definitely took some getting used to. But the Zofran definitely helped when I got it. Another thing that I got to help with the nausea is this Emmy Term band. I got it on Amazon, and also, can you even see that? I don't even know if you can see it. Come on, focus. All of this stuff is going to be linked in my Amazon storefront under pregnancy. But what this essentially is the back of it is like, it kind of like shocks you, but it's not like a shock. It's like a vibration, and you put it on your pressure point on your wrist, and it has like 3 settings. And pretty much when my nausea would get really bad, I would turn it on, and it would just kind of give me shocks throughout the day. It's not really shocks, it's more like a vibration. And I don't know if it was, what is that called, the placebo effect? I don't know if it was that or if it actually worked. Sometimes it didn't work, but sometimes I truly did feel like it was working. I didn't get this until I was 13.5 weeks. I really, really wish I would have ordered, if I would have known about this and known how bad the nausea is, I would have ordered it as soon as I got pregnant, and I would have worn it every single day, because I really think it would have helped me earlier on. By the time I got it, I used it for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I didn't need to use it anymore. But I'm definitely holding on to this just in case we have more kids in the future, because I really did think it worked. So I used these two for, one is like an oil and one is a lotion. I used these probably like twice a week when I could remember it. But I started using it pretty early on, and my skin hasn't itched once. I also use lotion daily, so I think that might have something to do with it. But I highly recommend getting some type of like oil and then a lotion, and just start putting it on your bump early, because I really do think it helped. I definitely like, I have stretch marks. You can't really prevent them. They're hereditary, like, and it's okay. It's okay. But the itchiness is what I was scared of, because I've heard a lot of people say when your belly grows, it itches a lot. And I don't know if it's because I use these about 2 to 3 times a week, or I don't know, but I think they did help, especially this oil. It has a lot of vitamin E in it, and it feels really good, and it smells amazing. They have a ton of different ones on like Amazon and stuff, but I highly recommend that brand. One more thing before I go back into like my experience. I got a Polaroid camera at the beginning of like when we found out, and from 4 weeks, actually, no. I took photos on my phone of like bump updates since 4 weeks, but I think I started the Polaroids at 10 weeks. And I take a Polaroid of me every week, and it's just something so sweet. I'm gonna put them in like a little frame, and I just love it. I think it's super sweet. Just something cool to have. And then I'm definitely gonna bring it to like the hospital, just to have like Polaroids, but also I'm a picture person and I want different types of pictures. So, but I highly recommend just getting a Polaroid camera, or just making sure that you know, document your bump every week. It's just something kind of fun, especially when it starts to, especially when your bump starts to, especially when you can do like how big your baby is compared to a fruit. I started that around, I think 12 weeks, but we've been doing it every week. Like this week, it's the size, I think, of an eggplant. And it's just cool. I can't wait until it's like the bigger ones, because I think those will be pretty fun to take pictures with. But it's just something, if you're into that, I highly recommend it. So one thing that I've done, I won't say every week, I'll say about once a month, I bought a journal at the beginning when I found out, and I just have been kind of like journaling what's going on and stuff like that. And so these are just like snippets of it, but I have written down that at week 8 is when I had to start peeing in the middle of the night. I was like shocked that it was happening this early. I couldn't believe. I thought, you know, when you get bigger, you would pee in the middle of the night. I was waiting for it to be like 20 weeks or something. No, by week 8, I was waking up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a really long pregnancy, because I hate, like, and it sucked because I would have to wake up in the middle of the night, and then usually my dog thought, are we going to use the bathroom? So then I would have to let her out, and then it would take me like another hour to go to sleep. But I know that's probably just my body training me to wake up when the baby's here, so I'm not mad about it. Another thing I wasn't ready for, pregnancy. Pregnancy brings you some crazy dreams. Like, girl, let me tell you, and this started early on, like this started, you know, I don't know, week 8. I'm just kind of throwing weeks out there, but I remember it happened early on, and to this day, I have the most vivid dreams I have ever had in my life, and some of them I could write a book on. They're crazy. Sometimes they wake me up because I am like, what is going on? But I have a few friends that are pregnant right now, and I've asked them, and they're all like, yes, the dreams are crazy. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that has been happening to. So one thing I did try to do to kind of help with the nausea is I figured out that if I ate around every 2 hours, but I ate something super small, it would combat the nausea. So I kind of was like staying on top of it. It definitely didn't help all the time, but it definitely did work sometimes. One of the things is I always had some type of like This is a Kind bar. These have been my favorite. Sometimes I crush this up and put it over yogurt. But I always made sure I had something in my purse because yes, I could stop somewhere and get food, but fast food, especially like French fries, for me personally, it tasted so good, of course, but the fried I feel like it made my nausea worse because I would eat it, I'd feel fine, and then like 2 hours later, I would either throw up or I would feel horrible. So definitely just like trying to make not healthier options, but just, you know, healthier options, which doesn't sound fun, but it definitely helps with the nausea. And I ate a lot of fruit. One thing that definitely did help me was just eating like a lot of fruit, apples, nothing like too heavy, and a lot of liquids helped. Not like drink wise, but like I drink a lot of smoothies, and like protein shakes helped. Food, like meat, like a chicken sandwich, that hurt my stomach. I couldn't eat anything too heavy for a while. Everyone had told me to get these. They're called Prego Pops, and they worked. I remember I ate them I probably used them for about a month. And then the same thing with the peppermint. I think I loved them because they were kind of sour. They tasted really good. It was refreshing. They have B6 in them, which I think helps. But I think I ate too much of them because I ate one and I remember the day. I just, you know what happened. It was bad. And I can't eat them again. Even though right now I'm kind of looking at them and I'm like, these look good because they were good. They were kind of sour tasting, but I couldn't eat them anymore. So they didn't help. So then I found these ginger mints from Trader Joe's. Let me see. Actually, my sister, I don't know, there you go. These ginger mints from Trader Joe's, my sister picked them up for me. They worked for a while, and then the ginger just tasted funny. That's something that happened to me a lot, was I would find something that worked, and then I would kind of like overdo it, and then it wouldn't work for me anymore. But these definitely helped. These Morning Ease Lemon Ginger, they're kind of like a cough drop. These worked. I would take these, I was trying to see what's in them. It just has ginger in it, but I would take 1 or 2 of these during the day, but I would take it once I kind of felt that first urge of like nausea start. And it's not that it took away the nausea, but it definitely just kind of like helped. Sometimes I would suck on one of these while I was making my food when I was about to eat, and it would help me just kind of get over that hump. It's really hard to explain, but I feel like if you're going through it or you've been through it, you understand kind of what I'm talking about. Another thing that I definitely think helped me was these Sparkling Mama Morning Fizzlers. I personally liked this flavor better. What is this? It was like the raspberry one. This is the orange one. The orange one was okay. The orange one was okay, but I definitely liked this one. I actually still have some in here. This is loaded with like potassium and B6, magnesium, sodium, and peppermint extract. And I would take 2 of these a day. I would take 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. And I think just like the load up of both of them definitely helped. And I probably should just keep taking them. I feel fine, but it is good just to have that extra dose in you. And these really helped. Oh, it's raspberry and mint extract. And then this one was lemon and ginger. So the lemon and ginger, it was okay. I took it, but the raspberry one was really good. Okay, and then I cannot stress this enough. I had to start taking Tums early on because of course, the heartburn, but also sometimes I felt the Tums actually helped my nausea, and I couldn't stand the chalkiness of the Tums. Like, it was disgusting. It was so gross. So my mother-in-law actually told me about these chewy ones. They're like chewy Tums, and they changed, it's not focusing. These like changed my life. They weren't bad to like chew and they were great. So I still have, my heartburn has definitely gotten worse now as he's growing. So that has definitely helped a lot. One kind of like crazy thing that we found out is I kept getting sick every time Samuel would cook, but it was only when he was cooking certain things. Mainly it was like a baked potato or this certain chicken dish that we do. And I connected the dots that he was using avocado oil every time he cooked. And I went to my sister's house one day and her husband cooked with avocado oil. And so I kind of connected all the dots and I figured out that I don't know what's in it because I can eat regular avocados, but I cannot do avocado oil. It makes me so incredibly sick. And thinking back now, I actually cooked a lot with avocado oil in the beginning. So that's probably why I was sick a lot. Not the main thing, but definitely had something to do with it. So that was just like a kind of a surprising thing for me. I'm really sensitive to it, which kind of sucks because it's a healthier alternative that we're trying to use. So I'm wondering if I'll be able to go back to that after the baby's here. We went to our first ultrasound when I was 11 weeks, and it was, I did ask them if I could film, and they told me no. I really wish I could have, just to get our reactions, but it was like the sweetest moment ever. When we saw the baby on the screen, me and Sam just looked at each other, like our eyes watered, and it was just like, oh my gosh, we're actually pregnant. This is actually happening. It's not twins. There's one baby. Like, we were just on another level. That was the sweetest moment. And every single time we go back and we see the baby, we just can't even believe it. So I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when we're going through like labor and he's here. We're just gonna be a ball of emotions, but that's okay. I did have a question. I kind of put like a Q&A on my Instagram of like, if you had questions or whatever, and I wrote down some, and one was, when did we tell family and siblings and stuff like that? So we told our family and our siblings only when we found out. So like, I told my mom, I think the next day, yeah, because we saw her, and then we told his parents the next week because we were with them. So they knew as soon as we found out. We told immediate family the next few weeks, and like announced it on social media when I was 16 weeks. I felt comfortable with doing all of that. I kind of liked having a few months of it just being, you know, me and Samuel and our really close friends and immediate family. It was pretty special, but also because I am a photographer and a content creator, I also couldn't wait to announce it. That way I could connect with people, and you know, just, it's fun. That's the fun of it. I also don't know how people wait, like, because some people won't tell their immediate family or friends until they're like 12 weeks. There is no way I could have kept that a secret. There is no way. I actually, the day I found out, I had to go babysit my sister's kids. So I saw my sister and my mom the morning I found out, and I don't know how I kept my mouth shut for that whole day, but I did. And I couldn't have done it any longer. That was like the longest day ever. Along with the weekly photos that I do, I also bought this Bob to birthday journal on Amazon. Like I said, everything's gonna be in my Amazon storefront, and it's just the sweetest little journal. It goes through each trimester, and it has like places for you to put a picture. It gives you some information. It lets you put like what we've been doing, how you've been growing, and we fill it out, or I fill it out every week, and it's so sweet to kind of look back on. I just write down things like, this was in December. I said we put the Christmas tree up and talked about how fun next year will be. I got my diaper bag in, and it's starting to feel real. No more nausea and going on long weeks with April. This was week 17. This is when I started to feel better. I started to feel better right before the holidays. Thank you. That was great. But yeah, I personally have loved this little journal. I'm really good at taking pictures and videoing, but I'm really bad at writing stuff down. So having like a journal and this guided journal has been really nice for me to just kind of remember these times. And then I also have this that I got, Baby's First Year. I actually truthfully haven't written in it yet because most of it is what's in that journal, but this is just a little, but this is just something kind of like prettier to look through. Let me see. This is just something a little prettier that's going to be on his like on a shelf or something. So it's Baby's first year, and it takes you through like pregnancy, his hospital, your first bath, like stuff like that. I like it because it's a guided journal and I can like write things down, and then it goes through like 3 months old, things you love, things you don't, memorable moments, and then the weight progress, and then at the end it has like happy first birthday, happy second birthday, and it goes all the way to 5 years old. So I can just, for his second year of life, I can just write down little snippets and then put a picture on his second birthday. So I really like it because it's easy to just kind of have something guided to do where I don't have to think about it too much. But I definitely want, like I said, I'm really good at taking pictures, but I definitely need to have something written down as well, because I love looking through people's old baby books or stuff like that. Like my mom was really good at scrapbooking growing up, and as much as I want to say like I'll scrapbook and stuff, the reality is I probably won't because we'll be so busy. So these just make it a little bit easier for me to, you know, go through stuff like that. I just have a few more. Another thing that I would do that helped with the nausea a lot throughout my first and second trimester was I would just sniff peppermint oil. I would just kind of hold it under my nose. Sometimes I would take a little bit of it and put it on the sides of my nose, and this helped me so much. Like if you saw me during the first or second trimester, chances are I was just sitting there like this, just kind of like sniffing peppermint oil, but I promise it helped so much. I did get these pressure point bands on Amazon because everyone told me to get them, and you're supposed to put them on your wrist on a certain pressure point right here. It kind of comes with a manual of like where to put it. They're called a C-band. C-bands. Personally, they didn't work for me. This worked much better, but everyone's different. This is a cheaper option. This was only like $10. This was almost like $140. So this one's kind of expensive, but it definitely, for me, I think it definitely worked. These, I have heard a lot of people say that these work. People take these on cruises. They just didn't work for me. Thing that I highly recommend is you're pregnant, treat yourself. Go out and buy you a really cool cup and make it your water cup. I had bought one from like Publix at the beginning, but on my birthday in December, my sister actually got me a Stanley cup. And I don't know what it is about this cup, but I drink about 2 of these a day. I don't know. I think maybe it's just because I think it's so cute. I can kind of just like carry it around with me. I love this cup, but I also loved, I had just like this other white cup that I thought was super cute, and I would use that as well. So I highly recommend just picking out your water cup, using it, and aiming to drink about 2 of them a day. Another thing that I bought super early on, like I think I ordered this when I was 10 weeks, I ordered a pregnancy pillow, and it might seem kind of crazy because I wasn't showing yet, but this pregnancy pillow, let me tell you guys, this pregnancy pillow has changed my sleep. I truly don't know how I would be sleeping without it. I think it's because you can't sleep on your stomach or your back. You have to sleep on your sides. Like, it's just so comfortable. My husband hates it because it's very big. I mean, it's bulky. But I'm gonna miss it after I'm done being pregnant. It's very, very comfortable, and I realized a few weeks ago that if I flipped it over and put like the head part between my legs, it is way more comfortable, like so much more comfortable. So I highly recommend doing that as well. 3 apps that I've been using is the Bump, what to expect in Ovia pregnancy. Those 3, yes? Sorry, April's just like staring at me. Yes? Those, it's okay. You want to say hi? It's okay. I think she's scared of the tripod. But those 3 apps, they tell you like what's going on that week, and it's really good at tracking stuff. So those are the 3 I use. I need to start looking at which apps I should use when the baby gets here. But those are 3 apps I highly recommend. Yeah, those are 3 apps I highly recommend. Another thing is around Christmas time, so I was in my 2nd trimester, we got my nursery chair, which is gonna be in my nursery video in a few weeks when we finish it. But start looking up your nursery chair. That's something fun you can do. And just something, that's just something you can do that's kind of fun and just fun to look at. And then the last thing I want to share is oh my gosh, what is my hair doing? We went to this like little clinic because, as you probably know, when you're going to a doctor, you only get like 2 ultrasounds your whole pregnancy. So we went to this little clinic to see the baby a few times and to find out the gender. And when we went to the first appointment, they offered to give us a heartbeat bear, and so that's one thing that we got, and I'm so happy we did because it's so sweet. We picked out this little giraffe because his room, April's looking at it, because his room is gonna be like a safari theme. So that is his heartbeat, which just like melts my heart. But I highly recommend. We weren't gonna get it until later on, or we weren't gonna get it at all. But I was like, you know, my sister got it for her kids and they still like play with it, or when my sister's kid, my sister's oldest girl, when she was pregnant for her 2nd, she would kind of like walk around the house and be like, this is Sissy's heartbeat or whatever. I don't know. It was cute. So I was like, I definitely want to get one of those. And sometimes I take it out of the box and just like hold it, and it's just so sweet. It's just something, you know, sentimental. I'm all about the memories, sentimental, and documenting stuff. So that is everything from my 1st and 2nd trimester recap. I'm sure there are some things that I kind of forgot about, but those are just like the key points. 1st trimester, I was sick and I wanted to sleep and I didn't want to eat anything. 2nd trimester, it was kind of fading and I started to feel good. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, everything will be on my Amazon storefront under pregnancy. I'll try and put everything in the description below. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram, and I'd be happy to connect with you guys and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!